Hello everyone, welcome to AD Academy. Today's class is about conjunctions. We can take conjunctions and its classification with more examples. So what are conjunctions? These are the words that used to join words, phrases or clauses. As the word itself suggests, it occurs only in the junctions. Okay, but there is slight difference. We can study subordinated conjunctions and we can check where we can place it in a sentence. They help to make sentences shorter and clearer, and we can also avoid the repetition of using subjects. Here you can see the example sentences. I like tea and coffee. Could you please identify which is the conjunction here in the sentence? It is and. I wanted to play, but it was raining. She ran in the park and around the field. In the definition, it is given like conjunctions are words used to join words, phrases, or clauses. Words we know. In the first sentence itself suggests I like tea and coffee. Here, the conjunction and connects the two words tea and coffee. But in the second sentence, I wanted to play, but it was raining. Here we can see two independent clauses that is connected with the conjunction to denote some contrast. As the person wanted to play, but it was raining. We can also use conjunctions to denote such contrast. Third sentence, she ran in the park and around the field. Can we consider the second part after the conjunction as an independent clause or independent sentence? No, we cannot consider it as it's not a standalone sentence and it needs somebody or some other words to complete its meaning. Next, we can check the types of conjunction. There are four main types of conjunction. These are very important. First one is coordinative conjunctions. Second one, subordinating conjunctions. Third one, correlative conjunctions. Last one is adverbial conjunctions. First one is coordinating conjunctions that we can study with one example equation or one code. A coordinating conjunction is a word that connects words, phrases or independent clauses of equal grammatical rank, making sentences flow smoothly by showing relationships like addition, contrast or choice. In the previous sentence I have told you but is used to denote the contrast. And there are seven common coordinating conjunctions that we can study with the code that is fanboys. F for, A for ant, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and the last one S for so. So fanboys, you can study this code and these are the examples of coordinating conjunctions. We can check the examples and how we can use the coordinating conjunctions in the sentence. First one, I wanted to play, but it was raining. Here you can see that the first clause that is independent and after that comes the independent clause again. And the conjunction here help us to denote the contrast in between these clauses. Next one, she is smart and hardworking. We are connecting words in the sentence, giving one compliment to the person. She is smart and hardworking. Next one, you can take tea or coffee. Here, notes option, tea or coffee. Last one, he was tired, comma, so he went to bed early. Second one is subordinating conjunctions. A subordinating conjunction is a word or phrase that connects a dependent or subordinate clause. Subordinate, which means dependent. As I have already told, one independent sentence and a dependent sentence. As dependent sentence is not standalone and it needs somebody to complete its meaning. Such clauses we can call as subordinate clause to an independent or main clause in a sentence, that forming a complex sentence and showing the relationship between the ideas such as time, cause and effect or condition. We usually use these type of subordinative conjunctions to denote ideas like cause and effect or condition. I have added one example sentence. If you heat ice, comma, it melts. Here you can check the punctuation rules where I have put the comma. And if the sentence is like that, it melts if you heat ice. Do we need any comma there in that sentence? No need. If you write the subordinated conjunction in the first, you need to put a comma after the introductory phrase. If you heat ice, comma, it melts. If you heat ice, that part is not a standalone sentence or it doesn't have a complete meaning of its own. It needs some other words or phrase to complete its meaning. So we can call it as a dependent clause. If you heat ice and I stop the conversation and you will be get confused if I didn't say the words it melts. Okay. Again, I'm telling you if it rains, then I stop my conversation. So you won't be getting any idea. we need some other word or phrase to complete its meaning. And in the second part, it melts. It makes sense. Okay, so it can stand alone as a sentence. That's why it is marked as independent clause. What our subordinative conjunction do? Imagine you heat ice, and we added the subordinating conjunction if to that sentence. We can check more examples. You can also check the punctuation rule. It is also very important. Yeah, here are some examples. For time, we can use the subordinating conjunctions like after, before, when, whenever, while, as, until, till, since. For causes, we can use because, since, as. And please note, do not start any sentence with because, and also do not put any comma in the sentence when you are using because in between clauses. Next one, condition. Like if is a conditional clause, we can study it later. There are four conditional sentences. Next, for unless, as long as. Next one, contrast. Although he is a good student, like that you can contrast. Though, even though, all are like somewhat similar. Whereas, while also you can use for contrast. I was eating while she was doing something, like that, so you can contrast. Next, for purpose, so that, in order that. For comparison, you can use subordinate conjunctions like as, than, as if, as though. To denote place, you can use were, wherever. Here are some example sentences. I stayed at home because it was raining. As I have already told, do not use any comma before or after the word because. And also do not start a sentence with because. Next one, although she was ill, comma, she went to school. You need to check that punctuation. If the sentence is like that, like this, she went to school although she was ill. There you need not put any comma. Next one, call me when you reach home. You will pass if you study well. There it shows the condition. If. Next one is correlative conjunctions. It usually occurs as pairs like either or, neither nor. Sentence ensuring they are grammatically parallel. Here are the common pairs of correlative conjunctions. Both and. It usually occurs together. I will give you some example sentences. Both bread and butter. Next one, either father or student. We cannot use either father nor student. Okay, it always occurs like either or, neither nor, and do not change this pair. Not only but also. Not only he is tall, but also he is fat. Whether or. For options, we can use it. Here are the examples. Both Ria and Meena are friends. You can also check the verb. You can study the subject verb agreement rule. When we are using these correlative conjunctions, verb is also very important. For both and we can use plural verb. As we are mentioning, both Ria and Meena, and we have used the plural verb are friends. What about the second one, either or? Either you study now or you will regret later. The second subject. He is not only intelligent but also polite. Neither the teacher nor the students were late. Here also you can check this parallelism. There is no other hindering phrases in between the pairs, correlative conjunctions. Not only intelligent but also polite. Here that both adjectives comes parallelly. Last one is adverbial conjunctions or conjunctive adverbs. In both an adverb and a conjunction, linking two independent clauses of sentences while also describing the relationship like cause and effect, contrast, addition between them. It connects complete thoughts like clauses, usually requiring a semicolon before it and a comma after it when we join in clauses in one sentence. Example sentence, I studied hard. That's a complete standalone sentence or a clause. Then we put a semicolon, not a colon, this is semicolon. And we have used the conjunctive adverb therefore here. After that, you can put a comma. So it is usually followed like the structure. Before the conjunction, you need to put a semicolon, and after that, you can put a comma. Next one, again the clues. I passed the test. So here are the key functions of some adverbial conjunctions. Its basic function is to connect clauses that links to complete sentences or independent clauses, not dependent clauses. Next one, to show relationship like that signals the logical connection such as cause and effect, which means consequently, therefore, thus. For contrasting, he was studying well, however, there are no chances of getting pass. Nevertheless, on the other hand, in essays we usually use this term, and addition, moreover, furthermore, also, and in a sequence. Meanwhile, next, then. You can use the punctuation rules for the same. Here are the example sentences. She was tired, however, she continued working. It was cold, nevertheless, they went swimming. She is intelligent. Moreover, we are adding something to it. Compliment. She is very kind. The book is interesting. Furthermore, it is easy to read. So thank you for listening to the class.